have been stranger days. Thus I want to say this without regard for the past. For a moment do I request you disregard any previous knowledge of the creatures in which inhabit this space. For a moment do I request you shatter any previous notion of nature in its pure form. For a moment do I request you understand the new nature being built before you. A nature built for the young that will surely shake the sheep. A nature built for the young that will hopefully awaken a child long forgotten. Hello everybody, my name is Thomas Arganda and I'm here with Alexzandre, Salon, and this is Unknown Space on Ice 2. But before I begin, I have just a few questions. Why do so many things now require my attention? Am I not doing this right? I'm walking in line as I move through time, and now all it is I do and see want to take so much time for me. And then, winter calls me to the sea. When my secret face is on, and I'm down on my knees, the banshee surfaces to sing her ode to me. My head is heavy and my body is weak. The moon will vanish, the sun will fade. Embrace the romance and our childhood games. The light is mine and mine I need. Good night, island. Good night, sheep. Good night, captain. Good night, sleep. So slide the eyes of the primitive creature. Open his sternum and see what lingers. There's an elderly man I need you to murder. And there are bones in my body I need you to shatter. Awaken ocean and all your tides. Bring the seaweed and I'll open my eyes. In ghost I'll linger and creature I'll fold. Spring boy don't bleed. Spring boy don't sleep. Spring boy don't leave. Spring boy believe. Awaken coma, monster die. Wake from your coma, go to the light. That was only a dream I had. Doesn't my mind say the strangest things? Like, what do you run from? Where do you lean? Will that rabbit find his lucky foot? Is your child out at sea? Did the kids turn out all right? Did the kids put up a fight? Will this winter end? Can these rules I made up bend? Is this where I ought to be? Estranged from humanity.
And there are questions that I have been wondering. Are we in love? Or are we just two human beings, sad and lonely, in need of company? Sorry, you good? Okay. It raises my hair and has me thinking, do you claw me for the same reasons you yell at me? Do you bite me for the same reasons you resent me? Sometimes I wish we never met. Now you're upset, I'm upset, we're upset, we're upset. Should the night call for others and reject us both, I'll become a wet jester and I'll pick up my clothes. This isn't good for our bones and this isn't good for us both, but I choke and you choke and I choke and you choke, and if all sweet things like fucking you should come to an end, I'm nothing but a relic of the time. There will be other men. But bats they fly, possess you and bite me on the neck. Again, we're upset, there's blood on your turtleneck. What will happen to this story about you and me? Here we drown, lost and forgotten at sea. Now I look in your eyes and you no longer ring a bell. I'll forget your face, get on my bike and leave this town. Dreams, they die young. Love, it fades fast. Are your kisses worth contemplating? Or is it that I have been made? But now that you're gone, I am forced to find beauty somewhere else in life, to look for something to help me return to who I once was. And it's out there. Somewhere on a beach, boy I used to bleed, lies in the sand with a bucket and a hat, and there's crabs nearby. The tide's too high, there's fear in his eyes. Come on, Daisy, your mother won't be too happy, so go into the clouds. We're safe now. We're safe now. We're safe now.
televised commercial of a pill that'll change your life, and a true crime story of no significance whatsoever. She's safe for now, she tells me. But Winter, don't worry, I know you're an empath, but understand this isn't your story. Understand this isn't mine. She's looking off into a future that I'm no longer a part of. Rationale is falling down, but what am I to you? When you don't mean a thing to me, you question what I've lost at sea, a thing in my essence. Untouched by your presence, I'm a king in a portrait. But you told me I could see the stars, you told me I could reach for Mars, but now I doesn't seem so far. This is where I ought to be, an island with my golden fleece. In the throne I long to seek, and fuck what they'll tell me. When's the last time you were happy? Fuck them all and fuck them truly. But I begged, and I prayed, and I failed my endeavor. You were never a friend of mine, and I'm not ashamed to leave you forever, but I'm not a coward and I'm not a king. But I'll mean something to you, and I'll mean something to me, but I'm gonna need some of my love. Now you think I can't see behind closed doors. I don't think I know you, and I don't think I like you anymore. I heard their words and I heard their lies. I begged and cried and knocked 1,000 times. I threw a rock at your window hoping to see your face, and the branch breaks. Cracks the glass and you hear the wind say, to the words that'll flow between us nevermore. Odd how sensation continues to haunt. A ghost made of winter, flying through the air. My head is haunted by memories of you, and like something deep in my brain, it's hard to say that I'm attached to the very idea of loving you. To the words that'll flow between us nevermore. Odd how sensation continues to haunt. A ghost made of lavender forcing its way into my nose. Of all that I've ever feared, I feared you the most. Vulnerability shatters me when I think I see a ghost, but I know you're an angel. To the words that'll flow between us nevermore. Odd how sensation continues to haunt. A ghost made of warm flesh, grasping my hand. I'm spinning in the twilight zone and I'm dying on Spider Island, praying you don't leave. You're my void, you're my memories. But my room is getting darker and darker. I'm afraid I won't be able to see. It all looks blank to me. But a blank space on my wall isn't so bad. A blank space in my profile picture isn't so bad. A blank space deep in the depths of my soul isn't so bad. A blank space isn't so bad. A person made of darkness lingering on a blank, found between light and space, and like that, there's a ghost made of you. Do you have time for a story? Like a nightmare I had when I was 17, this cannot end with an agree to disagree. Enlightenment not guaranteed. A tale so ingrained in my brain. Let's begin with the folly of the human race. The little prince started like the in deep space, and from there was telepathically communicated to the lands by the gods. The little prince was then made from ashes and embers by the lands, as a tribute to the gods for being so virtuous. The little prince's existence to the gods is political. Why was he made of ashes and embers? Why was he made of fire and not water? Fire was rage, pain, fear, and everything wrong with the world. And to see the land shape this gift of a being into exactly that was insulting to the gods. The gods in their feelings of defeat and insult gave the lands exactly what they responded to the idea of the little prince with. Fire. The little prince was scared. He thought he was a product of love and virtue. Why was such hate and vice coming to the land? The little prince was built as a flame to act as a guiding light to the gods. For whenever they were lost, they could use his shine to find themselves. The gods mistook his existence as a sign of war. And as soon as they saw him as a light to brighten their very lives, the little prince was gone.
But there's a place I need to avoid, a place I need not go back to. There's something wrong here. Consumed by darkness and consumed by pain, or is there something wrong with me? A sky that gets darker every week. I'll never make it out in time. Lord, let me know mine end should I die where I stand, walking on needles inherited by me through someone else, walking to my world's end. I won't make it out alive. A sky that gets darker every day. I'll never make it out in time. Lord, let me know mine end. Should I die where he stood? Walk out the door and leave like the father I never had? Take my chances being haunted by the shadow of circumstance? Kick in the door and beg to be taken back? I won't make it out alive. A sky that gets darker every hour. I'll never make it out in time. Lord, let me know mine end. Should I die where she stands? Eternally drowning in an ocean of nothingness, a breath of fresh air would be the life my grandmother never had. I won't make it out alive. Seemingly nowhere is where nothing goes, and I wish I was born 100 years ago. But there I go again, asking questions I don't want the answers to. And I can't say that this is it, that they will be gone forever. And to lose them now would be to lose a part of myself. But for now, at least I can rest. And at least now, not every memory and thought is haunted by them. There will be a time when they come back, louder and angrier. But I've done a good job silencing them. With help from sweet echoes of melodies, with comfort from the innocence of man's best friend, with suppression through substances that my body begs me to reject, and with this beautiful thing that we've created. I must admit, I'm afraid of what will happen once we move on. I'm afraid they will be back sooner than I had anticipated. I'm afraid I will fall into that pitch black void again, the void that is filled with regret, self-loathing, and fear. I just have to remember all the good we did, all the hearts we touched, all who listened and agreed and felt what we felt. To everyone who struggled along with us, to everyone who dreads and fears sleep at night, and to everyone who stayed up with us, and to everyone who has been through hell and back, I say goodbye and thank you. I hope you hang on just a little bit longer, just as we have. Thank you.